everyone present here in this room. I welcome you all to Skilling on Saturdays, and I hope you all know us. And if somebody don't know us, so this is a platform where we invite one industry expert every Saturday, 7 a.m. And today we have with us Sandeep Amar Gupta, sir. And let me introduce him. He is a seasoned human potential coach, leadership presence mentor, and transformative design thinker with over 4 decades of experience. Through his groundbreaking She framework, a dynamic blend of spirituality, human potential, and economics, he guides leaders and organizations towards holistic, profitable growth. Thousands across India and abroad have benefited from his strategic insights and breakthrough solutions. An accomplished speaker, Sandeep has presented at prestigious events including Oxford, ISUD, TSC, and DMA, as well as numerous corporate and academic venues. His leadership within the Professional Speakers Association of India, PSAI, spans roles of chapter president, chair of Professional Speakers Summit 2024, and treasurer. He is now set to become chair marketing for 25 to 27. Widely published and highly awarded, Sandeep remains dedicated to driving innovation and elevating leadership potential, helping professionals and organizations overcome barriers, embracing impactful change, and build profitable futures. So, with this brief intro, I welcome you, sir, on Skilling on Saturdays. And it's a privilege to have you here and hear from your wisdom.
Well, thank you, and a big namaste. And can I make a small request if people can come, switch on their videos, so the energy exchange would be much better. मुझे मालूम है नहीं नहाए होंगे लोग बाग सुबह का टाइम है मैंने भी नहीं नहाया है भाई कोई बात नहीं but yes if you can switch on your videos that would be fantastic. Thank you Manoj Kumar, thank you. When
I mean, Jim,
Shivani invited me, I reflexively said yes. And the reason is simple. Skilling on Saturdays, I find is it's such a brilliant platform, which CA Adhukya, Mr. Hirani and Shivani have created. Brilliant. Hats off to you guys. Now, before I jump into my
Thank you, sir.
today's talk, can I seek your attention for a moment? Let's have a quick snapshot of how does spirituality and money exist in your life at this moment. On a scale of 0 to 10, संग काम कर रहे हैं, against काम कर रहे हैं, या लड़के काम कर रहे हैं, whatever it is. And just be honest to yourself. And now I request you to close your eyes and imagine, in case both of them are working in total harmony. Spirituality is growing, and as spirituality is growing, so is your economic abundance. And as economic abundance is growing, so is your spirituality quotient. How would your life be? How would you feel? On the same score of 0 to 10, again give it a number. You might be thinking, what is Sandeep saying? Bachpan se we have been taught, choose one, spirituality or money, they hardly coexist. Believe me, guys, if I say that is a myth, a pure myth. Both of them are complementary. They support each other. And this is what I'm going to talk today. It's for the next, how much time do I have, Shivani? 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, approximately that, and then we'll open for question and answers.
Fair enough. So there might be certain things, where I might move fast. Uh, I might not be in a position to get into the depth of certain philosophical things. And believe me, there's no gyan, it's all action, because I firmly believe knowledge without action is meaningless, and action without knowledge is directionless. So, Keshwani, can I have the rights to share the screen?
Yes, sir. Already given.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see the slides.
Okay, when the question was कि हम इसको क्या बोलें, so obviously it was spirituality and money come together when, and then we wanted to associate it with life. So Shivani and I, we worked hard and said, okay, purpose and prosperity are two things which everyone looks for. Now, like I said, money and spirituality don't have a tug of war. They are on the same side. They support each other. And life is full of opportunities. It is not a fixed state, it is dynamic. It's a state of potentialities of development, growth, unfoldment. But the question is, क्या हम लोग वो टेक्निक जानते हैं? At least I did not know. I'll be very honest, I did not know for a long time. And I struggled and struggled and struggled and struggled. I saw the heights of success and I saw the depths of failure. And between them, इतना लंबा अरसा हो गया था, I became a financial broke, I became a spiritual broke, I became a personal broke, I was broke personified. And that is the time when my guru came into my life and he made me realize कि मैं गलती कहाँ कर रहा हूँ. You see, and the she formula, which Shivani just now, referred to in my introduction, is a result of the 10 years of pain and trauma, which I say today were the goldenest, which were the best periods of my time. Now, what is this she formula? So let's forget the formula for a moment. What do we want in life? On one hand, we want love, right? We want mutuality. We want ethics, values. And on the other hand, we want economics. Both the things can come together. And what makes them come together is the potential inside you. Therefore, spirituality which we want, economics which we want, and the potential which we have to make them come together on a common platform. That is the she framework. Now, like I said, I was going through a very painful period. I went through a very painful period, to be precise, from 1993, 94 till 2004. And what did I realize? I was not operating out of compassion and humility. Now, that is the spiritual dynamics part, because it's a product of your values which you harbor. Number two, my purpose, thoughts, and actions were not aligned. To create economic prosperity, we need to align our purpose, thoughts, and actions. And to bring them together, you've got to look at the larger picture and learn to join the dots. That is the human potential. So what we see, and these three principles, sorry, there's a typo over here. It should have been 1, 2, 3. Operate out of compassion and humility. Number one. Number two, align your purpose, thoughts, and actions. Number three, look at the larger picture and learn to join the dots. हम लोग करते क्या हैं? We talk of managing human potential. We talk of transformation. We talk of a number of things. But tell me one thing. Can you repair an engine without knowing its engineering? To repair an engine, it's very essential to know the engineering. Similarly, when we want to repair life, when we want to repair the human construct, we got to understand the dynamics. We got to understand the construct. We got to understand the engineering. Have you ever realized that we live in two worlds simultaneously? An inner world, which is our thoughts, emotions, experiences, values. This is inside us. And there's an external world, physical world, in which we are born, we breathe, we act, we get results. Now, these two worlds are totally exclusive, but at the same time inclusive. So what makes these worlds inclusive? It is our attention. It is our attention. अगर हम attention हटा दें, तो ये दोनों दुनियाएं डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाती हैं. Attention is the bridge between these two worlds and make the energy flow from the inner world to the outer world. That's from your inner world to the physical world. And interestingly, have you also experienced that your inner world drives your outer world? अगर आपके अंदर गुस्सा है, तो आपके डिमीनर में गुस्सा आ जाएगा. अगर आपके अंदर खुशी है, reflexively your body, your tone, everything will express happiness. So let's move forward. So this is the way we live, the human beings. Construct, like I said, you've got to understand the engineering of the engine. So what's the engineering of the human engine? It's a simple thing. First of all, we human beings are supposed to be the microcosm of the macrocosm, which means जो creation है, universe है, we are a replica of it in an inverse order. आप सबने सुना होगा कि there are three energies, the soul energy, the mind energy, and the body energy, of which the universe is constituted. And so are we. We have a soul, we have a mind, and we have a body. Now, what is the relationship between the three of them? And how do they interact? What are their attributes? Let's start with the soul. Okay, before that, let me tell you the relationship between them. You're seeing my three fingers? Assume this is the soul, this is the mind, and this is the body. We are alive and kicking till the time all the three are there. Now, if I remove soul, what happens? We die. Mind is meaningless, so is the body meaningless. Let's get the soul back. I remove the mind. What happens? You are breathing, but incapable of action and thinking, which means the soul is giving life to mind and body. Now, let me get the mind back. Again, we are kicking. Now I remove the body. What happens? We don't exist. We just don't exist. So we get a clear-cut hierarchy. Soul, which is driving the mind and body. Mind, which is driving not the soul, but the body. Now, what are the characteristics? Body is all selfish. It only knows three things: survival, satisfaction, multiplication. Body और कोई काम नहीं करती. That is the compulsive obsession, compulsive reaction of the body. It's all I, me, my. And to ensure that we survive, nature has implanted 5 attributes in the mind, which governs the body. And what are they? जिसको हम कहते हैं कि 5 basal attitudes: lust, anger, attachment, greed, and ego. Now, soul. The characteristics of the soul or the spirit are love, mutuality, good for everyone, bliss, refulgence. It is all we are us. So now internally it is all we are us. Externally it is all I, me, my. And between the two is packed the human mind. And the mind is constantly oscillating. Sometimes it's towards the body, sometimes it's towards the soul. Therefore, it is called a field of duality. It's called a field of duality. And I'll just explain how do we behave. Some people see now the duality could be further said, okay, it has compartments like the unconscious mind, the conscious mind, the superconscious mind. So let's leave all these things out for the moment because the time is short. But by and large, I assume that whatever I have said so far is quite clear because the entire human construct, the entire human growth, entire human unfolding stands on understanding this mechanism. We exist on four planes: the physical plane, the vital plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. And our attention keeps on fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. At the physical plane, our emotions, our reflexes are very raw. They're more focused towards survival, satisfaction, multiplication. At the vital plane, the emotions are very raw. Love in a raw state, good in a raw state, relationship in a raw state. When you come at the mental state, they get refined. New ideas come in. And at the spiritual stage, what happens? It's reflexive. It is reflexive knowledge, inclusivity, etc., etc. And therefore, you'll be seeing on the right-hand side, it is I, me, my, duality, and then we are us. So far I have been talking all knowledge, 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 knowledge. And like I said, knowledge without action is meaningless. So how about jumping into action and seeing how can we bring them together? But before that, let's also talk about one thing before I talk of purpose is what does spirituality mean? What is money? You see, words mean different things for different people. So for us to be on the same page is very, very essential. Now, there are three words: spirit, spiritual, spirituality. Spirit is that energy which gives power, which gives life, which prevails across the cosmos. In whatever container the spirit goes, that container becomes spiritual. So we human beings are spiritual. It's a different matter. We don't realize that important element or that important energy within us. And what is spirituality? The construct. When we move the journey from selfishness, gross selfishness, to the higher level, that is gross selflessness. Now, this journey is spirituality in simple terms, because as you go up, you tend to become more inclusive, more forgiving. You tend to become more intelligent, more observant, etc., etc. So that is spirituality in simple terms, the journey which we take inside us to move from selfishness to selflessness. What is money? Money is that energy which helps us to survive, to satisfy ourselves, to unfold ourselves. Interestingly, ancient Indian wisdom talks of the four noble goals. What are they? First noble goal is all about quenching your desires, physical. जो भी डिजायर्स हैं आप पूरा करिए. Now, to quench your desire, you need money. So the second goal is wealth generation. It's wealth generation. Create wealth. In the Indian ancient wisdom, it is never said कि भाई पैसा नहीं कमाओ. It says create wealth. So these two goals are related to the physical world, external world. What is goal number 3? Now, since money has got the power to influence us and make our selfishness prominent, which we call ego, I, me, my, the concept of righteous behavior came in so that the spiritual journey could be taken. And in simple terms, it is look beyond yourself, look for the larger good. So righteousness becomes the principle number 3 or the goal number 3 of human life. And what is the fourth one? How do you become righteous? You become righteous by shedding your greed, your anger, your lust, your ego, your obsessions, which it is called liberation. So, okay, now let's talk of the purpose, because when you are living in the physical world, purpose is very essential. Purpose is that North Star which motivates you to move. It is that principle which gives you, which is a guide for you. It gives you direction. It gives you motivation. You see, and I love this quote, a person with a clear purpose will progress even on the bumpiest of roads. And believe me, India's got a lot of bumpy roads.
Yeah.
And a person with no purpose, even on the best of road, will make no progress. I'll soon jump into how do we identify our purpose, etc., etc. Would anyone like to quickly share his or her purpose? So let there be some energy. I've been talking for the last 20, 25 minutes now. Let me hear your voice also. Anyone can just unmute themselves and share their purpose. One thing more, there's a distinction between purpose and goals. What is your purpose?
What is your vision? Big vision, right?
Yeah, so can I share?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Okay, so I am life coach Pinaki, and I'm a certified NLP master practitioner. At the moment, my purpose is to inspire and empower people to live better lives in every possible way, no matter whatever it takes. And that's what I'm committed to.
Brilliant. But Pinaki sir, if you permit me, that is your goal at the moment. The purpose is larger. The purpose has to be larger. It has to be the direction, which when you look back at the age of 70, 75, 80, you say, great man, I have done what I wanted to achieve. Purpose evolves, gets refined, but doesn't change direction. Yes, Gaurav Sharma is there. Yes, Gaurav.
Yes, Sandeep sir. Good morning. So for
Morning.
me, purpose is to do more, grow more, and serve more. So for me, whatever I'm doing, I want to do world class. If I'm in any community, I'm very observant. So if I learn something, I want to teach to the wider audience. Right now, I'm into the supply chain profile. I want to do the medicines to reach patient very smoothly on time. In my team, everyone like leaders grow leaders. So my team should grow. Everyone should be happy around me and efficient and effective. So as you said about direction, so I always make sure that effectiveness, which is in the direction, and efficiency, which is the world class performance. So this is the way I love my life.
Okay. Brilliant, Gaurav. Gaurav, you have mixed up three things. The
Yeah.
purpose is to be world class. That is your driving force.
Yes.
उसके बाद गोल्स आ गए.
Hmm.
उसके बाद उसके डायरेक्शंस आ गए या टूल्स आ गए या उसके मीन्स आ गए. You see, because
Got it.
whenever we have a purpose, simple, दो words में, 3 words में, we can just define it. It is that thing जो अगर हम नहीं करें तो हमें परेशानी होती है. We feel very restless. यार मजा नहीं आया. World is saying you are beautiful, but you are saying no man, मजा नहीं आया. You see, because purpose आपका आप ही को मालूम है. या शिवानी, आपका हाथ भी ऊपर है.
Yes, sir. So my definition of purpose is finding your inner talents and using it to the best to serve the world.
So your purpose becomes serve the world. Finding your inner talent is the mechanism or the tool which you're going to use to serve the world or teach them.
And in Hinduism, it is called our dharma.
Right. We'll just take one more, you see, because now I would like to get into the tools and techniques also. Otherwise, to sab bekar ki baat hai. Yes,
Good morning.
Dr. Renu.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Renu here, gynecologist from Bangalore. Sir, my purpose is whatever I have learned, whatever I'm learning, I want to give it back to world. I'm a universal person. I'm a global person. This is my purpose.
So your purpose is to give it back to the world.
Yes.
Learning is incidental. Abhi aapke paas wo hai, to you want to give it back.
Yes.
Okay. But it is. So, okay, I think we are clear. Let me move ahead. Thank you all of you for participating. I really loved the energy. Purpose identification, maturation, and and refinement loop. From where do we start? Would anyone tell me? हम कहाँ से start करेंगे जब purpose की हम बात करेंगे?
Identifying our talents.
Okay. Anyone else?
When you have a purpose,
Identifying our gifts.
Gifts? Anyone else?
Okay, what I'm supremely qualified to teach others.
I could not understand. आप फिर से बोलिए.
Something I'm supremely qualified to teach others.
Okay. Supremely qualified.
Identify the need.
Need. Okay. What else? Let me tell you, I got a slightly different take. All of you are right, because in life there's nothing right and wrong, but I got a different take.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Sandeep, when you have purpose, you have you have the quality that need to serve that purpose. When you have realized the purpose, so taking the first step is very important.
Okay.
Just start.
Can I just complete this a few more slides and then we can keep talking
Yes,
about
sir.
it?
Please.
Yes.
Right?
Please go ahead.
Okay. For me, the first thing is deep self-awareness. And when I say deep self-awareness, I don't mean कि मुझे ये पसंद है, ये पसंद नहीं है. वो तो they'll keep on shifting. They'll keep on changing. As a child, I loved toys. Today, I don't love toys. Right? And probably tomorrow. Like I remember, I can't see a movie now. I used to love watching movies. So likes and dislikes will keep on changing. And usually, unfortunately, most of the people, when you talk about their awareness, they start focusing on likes and dislikes. What I'm talking about, why do I think and behave the way I do? Why do I think and behave the way I do? Shivani, I'll share a form with you, okay, which
Yes,
is a self-analysis form. You can share it with everyone, okay?
Sure.
And if people fill it up, they'll get to know out of the 12 divisions, broad divisions of life, where are they focusing, where they are not focusing, what is creating problem in which division, what is not creating problem in which division, right? What is their core strength? So deep self-awareness for me is the starting point. Unless you know yourself, what are your triggers? Unless you know yourself, what are your drivers? Unless you know yourself, how do you behave? How will you change anything? How will you determine anything for yourself?
Very true.
The second is, how do you identify your purpose now? First, you know yourself. Now we get on to the identification of the purpose. It's a very simple thing. Take a paper and a pencil and write down everything which you want to do or you aspire to do. Don't bother about the numbers. It could be 50, it could be 100, it could be 200. Write down everything which you want to do and you think that will satisfy you, make you feel happy. It could be as frivolous as, I want to have a meal with Amitabh Bachchan. It could be as small as that. It could be okay, at my age, and I got a little problem in my leg. Still, my dream could be, I want to scale Everest. I'll write it down. So once you prepare that list, put the list aside. After 24 hours, look at it again. And the ones you find frivolous, cut them out. Now the list of 100 becomes a list of 50. And keep doing this process. Now, what is happening in this case? Your conscious mind made you prepare the list of 100, 150, 75, whatever it is. The next day, your subconscious mind is saying, this is not what I should be doing. This is more important. The third day, again, the subconscious mind is telling you. So from day 2 onwards, your subconscious mind takes you over. Continue the process till you come down to 3. And then visualize which of the purpose would you give priority number 1, priority number 2, priority number 3, and the method to test it is visualize you are in that situation and the kind of satisfaction you are feeling. Because let me tell you one thing, our mind does not distinguish between reality and imagination. For our mind, reality and imagination are the same because it thinks in pictures. Having done this, now this is the mother, this AOPA formula is mother. Now what does this thing talk of? A stands for attention management. I don't have time because I would like to finish in the next 10, 12 minutes so we can have a Q&A. Otherwise, I would have taken you through quite a few.
You can extend for a few minutes if you have time.
Nee, I got time. I'm just honoring the time of your platform.
Yeah, it's okay. We can extend for a few minutes.
You see, attention. If I ask you, how long can you hold your attention on anything? How long? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour? How long can you hold your attention on anything? Anyone would like to take a guess? Yeah.
Something that I cannot live without thinking about it.
It depends. See, if I'm watching a Netflix movie, probably I will be paying my attention for more than 3 hours and I don't even notice. And if I'm doing something which is not my cup of tea or I'm not all interested, my attention will be short-lived, maybe just 10, 15 seconds. That's it.
Should we do a small experiment? Just 2 minutes?
Yes.
Just 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I would request all of you. Now, attention is a thing which can be developed. It's a skill. Okay. Science has proven that. I would request all of you to close your eyes and bring your attention to your nostrils. Okay? And your job for the next 2 minutes is only to feel the sensation of the in-breath and the sensation of the out-breath. That's all. You got to do nothing else. Now, what could happen? After a couple of seconds, your attention might deviate from here. Some thoughts might come in. If they do come in, please bring back your attention over here. I'm just asking 2 minutes. Okay. Should we start? Okay, guys, close your eyes, bring your attention to your nostrils. And here we go. And your job is only to feel the sensation of the in-breath and the out-breath. Well, you can open your eyes and just tell me, was it simple or difficult?
Simple.
Difficult.
Difficult.
Yes.
People who meditate, it might be simple for them.
I do remember today it was difficult for me. I do meditate.
Yeah, you see, people who meditate, it could be simple for them, but otherwise, it is not easy because
Yes.
our attention shifts and comes back, or there's a meta attention concept which something keeps on playing in the back of our mind. Okay. And science says that 47.9% times your attention is not in your body, which is as good as 50% times. If I assume an average age of 75 years, so 1/3 time goes in sleeping and you're attending to yourself. You are left with 50 years. And if 50% times your attention is not in your body, this means 25 years you are unproductive in life. And since attention management is a skill which can be developed easily, by the same process which I asked you to test your attention, by the same process, and you'll find a difference. In 15 days, you'll start experiencing the difference. And even if you improve it by 10%, you get 2.5 years additional in your life, productive time. The choice is yours. So this was the attention part. And without attention, nothing. You can do nothing. And how does it work? Intention, you bring your attention on a particular job. When you bring your attention on a particular job or a thing, object, person, You develop focus. That focus gets converted into concentration. And that concentration gets converted into absorption, जिसको हम समाधि कहते हैं. And this is the reason Sachin Tendulkar and Dhoni can see a ball coming at 150 kilometers an hour from a distance of 22 yards. And we won't even realize the ball is past us. It's such a fraction of a second. But for them, they see a football coming and they hit it. How come dancers can dance for 3 hours non-stop on stage? Suniti Chauhan, Shivani yesterday, 2 hours, she was singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Right? Because she
Right.
followed the process of intention to be on stage. She was on stage, interacted with the thing. She was focused on what she had to deliver. It got into concentration. And then she just went in. And we call it flow also.
Right.
Observation. Now, observation is the second thing. When I talk of observation, people usually talk of the external world. I'm saying, yes, that is fine. But to deal the external world, your instructions are coming from the internal world. So also observe what's happening inside you. Whenever you get angry, is there not a churning inside you? When you are happy, aren't there ripples of happiness inside you? So learn to observe what is happening inside you and what is happening outside you. And for the development, unfoldment, etc., marriage of both these worlds is very important. And the priest of the marriage is attention. Now, third is pause. What is pause? When the reaction happens internally and it manifests externally, there is a small gap. Being able to identify that gap and putting your finger over there is the pause. And why is it essential? Okay, 5 minutes, I'll wrap it up. And why is it essential? Whenever there's a stimulus from the external world, it goes to two centers in our brain, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. The speed of reaching the amygdala, which is called the emotional brain, is faster. And the emotional brain only knows three things: fight, flight, or freeze. So depending on what is stored in the emotional brain, it gives instructions: fight, flight, freeze. And accordingly you act. It's only after you have acted you realize what you have done. But if you are in a position to put your finger on that pause and hold back, then the stimulus reaches the prefrontal cortex, the executive brain, and you take a considered decision as required in that situation. So we have done attention, observation, pause, acceptance, and this is the mother of everything. Whenever anything wrong happens in our life, we say, yes, this has happened, but because of this thing, it has happened. Now the killer is that, but because of this thing, what happens? Then instead of accepting, you are shifting your focus to some reason, which could be a story you're telling yourself. And the problem is never solved. Okay, if you fail, yes, I have failed, period. If this is black, yes, this is black, period. If you are late for a meeting, yes, I am late for a meeting, sorry. But I'm sorry I'm late for a meeting, but the traffic was too much. Now you have put the entire blame on the traffic. So next time, again, you will be late for the meeting. But in case you say, yes, I was late. The next time you'll think, what should I do so I'm not late? So AOPA is a formula which transforms life. It is a simple, doable formula. Moving ahead, when you practice AOPA, there's a window of tolerance You must have seen that some people get agitated very easily, some don't get agitated, some are very calm. That is because there's a difference in size of the window of tolerance in all of us. When our energy inside goes up north, beyond the window of tolerance, you are agitated, you are angry, you are rigid. And when it goes south, below the window of tolerance, you are numb, confused. So what AOPA does, which is another way of meditating, right, helps you to expand your window of tolerance. And once the window of tolerance expands, you are always in a better position to take a decision, consistently take a decision. And this results in internal change, which brings consistency in your behavior, and you start changing in terms of the way you think and behave. And this entire process is a loop. It keeps going on and on, on and on. One refinement triggers to another refinement. Again, the third time it comes, another refinement. So it is a self-refining process. The intention has to be there. The practice has to be there. So this is one very important tool I've given. Now, I was talking of what happens internally. I, me, my, that's the body. As you start becoming more aware of why do you behave and think the way you do, your inclusivity keeps on increasing. From I, you start including your family, you still go up, then you start including the community, then you start thinking of your society, country, world, universe. It automatically happens. And when it happens, what are we doing? We are increasing inclusivity in our life. And don't you think if we are more inclusive, there'll be more people to help us? We are not islands. We'll be more popular. When we are down and out, there'll be more people who will come to our rescue, help us. So on one hand, what is happening? Our spirituality is going up, inclusivity, love. On the other hand, we are creating tools and ambassadors for us to help us to generate more wealth. And when the wealth comes in, and we share it with the society, इसीलिए in every religion कहा गया है कि a certain portion of your wealth should be shared or should be donated, because when you give it to the needy, to the helpless, their energy of gratitude helps you. And Shivani has written a beautiful book on gratitude. Okay, so that was one thing. Now let's talk of the prosperity. Prosperity is much larger than success. It's the umbrella term where you have wealth, longevity, health, etc., etc. It is a journey. Now there are two options. This is the journey of life, A and B. Sorry, I'm just being a little fast because I have my eyes on the watch also. Which line do you think represents the way we grow, the way we expand, the way we unfold? A or B?
It's B.
What about the other people? Shivani is saying B.
Yeah, B.
B. Yes, I wish life was like line A. It's not like line A. It is growth. There's a dip. There's a leap. There's a plateau. And why does it happen? Our purpose and everything is inside us. We got to make it happen in the external world. The external world is changing constantly. When our skill sets fall short of taking advantage of the changes or meeting the challenges and threats of the external world, a plateau comes. A class 7 student cannot answer a class 9th question paper. might be in a position to answer a few questions, but not the entire paper. So the student has to upskill, learn more, come to that level, and then answer. Now the question is, how do you manage yourself? How do you get to know what is required, what is not required? Use the simple SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat analysis. Simple. Because strengths and weaknesses are inside you and you are fully aware of them. Opportunities and threats are outside. Once you identify the opportunities and threats, you also see what kind of strengths are required, map them against you, you will get the gap and you work on them. So I've given you another tool. And this is how the entire thing correlates. Spirituality impacts the human being and increases inclusivity. Inclusivity, now human being puts the purpose over here. Now purpose and inclusivity, they are working not together but separately, but then ultimately they come together. From inclusivity, you get to credibility. From credibility, you get to prosperity. So purpose puts in efforts. Efforts, you get to the prosperity. Now this goes back to the purpose. And as the maturation loop was there and this thing, your purpose keeps on getting refined. You keep on getting more skills. You develop the ability to bring spirituality and money and life more together, more fused. And at the end of the day, you find that you are standing apart from the other people. People are loving you, and you have become Raja Janak. Raja Janak is one person who had everything on earth, still he was detached. So this was my 2-bit Shivani for today. So thank you everyone for listening to me. So thank you. Now I'm open to question and answers.
Thank you, sir. It was deep and wonderful explanation of the concepts. Really resonated. And the floor is open for question and answers. So anyone in audience wishes to speak, go ahead. Raise your hands and you can go ahead.
Meera ji says, thank you. Wonderful session. Thank you, Meera Joshi. And I'm so happy to see Ram Prasad and Sona, my friends from PSI. Thank you guys.
It was
for
a really
joining.
wonderful session. It was.
Yeah,
I have.
Pinaki,
Yeah.
yes, please.
Yeah, I have one question here. This is Manish.
Yes, Manish.
Yeah, in spirituality, I think when you mention like threats, right? I feel that when you are fully spiritual, there are no threats. So can you just share your thoughts on that?
Okay, Manish, you see the thing is, the problem is we have confused the metaphysical dimension with the physical dimension. Okay, you are talking of that desireless state, which is a part of the metaphysical thing. But first, you've got to sort out the lower ladder, that is the physical thing. Because without sorting out your physical thing, you cannot reach the metaphysical. You are absolutely right. If you reach that stage, that desireless stage, where you start operating out of the soul energy 24/7, yes, everything is not there. I talked of the expansion of the window of tolerance. What happens when you expand your window of tolerance? Like Kabir said, Sukh mein sumran sab kare, dukh mein kare na koi. Right? Dukh mein sumran jo kare. Sorry, I might confuse ho gaya. If anyone can do it. Well, what he meant was when. Sorry, dukh mein sumran sab kare. मैं उल्टा बोल गया था.
सुख में सुमन सब करें, दुख में करें वही.
हाँ, मैं उल्टा बोल गया
वही
था.
सच्चाई.
दुख में सुमिरन सब करें,
दुख में
करे ना कोई, सुख में जो सुमिरन करे, दुख काहे को होए. Window of tolerance goes up. So what is painful for your neighbor is not painful for you. Does that answer your question?
No, actually, based on my thought process, and like when when you are feeling in full spirituality, right? The feeling is that if you lose something, sometime it always come back to you. So, and like if I feel that if I'm thinking always in my desired state, like I'm not like how I think inside me is basically what I like my outer world is a reflection of my inner state, right?
Yes, that is
So
true.
keep like a lot of things keep happening, but that's how you make yourself strong, and see, just like you're matching your own frequency of your mind to the energy of the universe. you know uh, like if my inner state is very positive and at a higher frequency, and it will match to the frequency of the universe. And what I have read in spirituality is that there is so much abundance for everyone in the world, right? So like these day-to-day challenges, and these things are just a part of just like insignificant to that. So it's just like if we live our with our full consciousness, like just focusing our inner state, and always like live with the feeling of desired reality, like what we want to become, like if we always carry those feelings
Yes.
and focus on our inner consciousness, so rest is very
Manish,
like.
I'll just jump in, Manish. What you're saying is absolutely right. The thing is, spirituality is something which you got to experience. It's only the experience which changes you. And the maturation loop which I gave you, that loop automatically makes you climb the ladder. You see, it makes you climb the ladder. Yes, what you are saying is totally true. That's the highest level. So you work, and what you're saying, always look, that's the intention part. Therefore, I shared intention, mindfulness, that's being present, focus, concentration, absorption. So that's my take, Manish, and we can always discuss offline. You're most welcome to get in touch with me. We can always discuss offline. I see
Yeah,
Prakash.
yeah, actually, you need practice, and it takes time to get to that consciousness. But ultimately, I just shared with you my thought process.
Yeah,
How I think.
I do appreciate and I respect your thought process and I resonate with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
else would like to say something? Asks or make a comment.
Yeah.
Run, Vijay,
Okay,
There are
says,
some.
I am a divine, world renowned transformational leader, transmuting human lives, spreading clarity, confidence transparently through coaching, webinars, itna, itna, achieving best mental living, itna, itna, itna. And well, that's brilliant, brilliant. Run, Vijay, God bless you. I wish you
Yeah,
all,
thank you, sir.
I wish that you prosper and you change the world and
Thank
you
you.
achieve your goal purpose. Brilliant. Yes.
Sandeep sir, can I ask you a question? Good
Yes,
morning.
Dr. Yes,
Good morning.
morning.
And
Morning.
thank you for the wonderful talk. Sir, what are your views? Do emotions and feelings create thoughts? Emotions and feelings about what is happening in the outer world. Do they create the thoughts or do the thoughts create your feelings? What are your views on that?
Uh, okay, if जो मैंने आज बात करी सोना जी, we'll have to go much, much deeper. जो आपके compulsions होते हैं, the things which are holding the soul energy back, you see, they got to be removed. So rather than getting into a philosophical thing which might not be possible, so now we can always talk offline about this thing. But mote
I
taur pe
just
ye hai.
wanted to your view on this. Just one word
My view
answer.
is very simple. Thought is a resultant.
Your emotions create your thoughts.
Yes, emotions are the reactions. Emotions are the reactions to the external situations, and those reactions create the thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. A
Morning.
wonderful Saturday morning to start with.
Oh,
Devashish here.
Devashish, yes.
A wonderful Saturday morning to start with. And what you said today, I absolutely resonate with you. And to a certain extent, to some point, I do follow and believe in it also. I do believe in it very strongly. So that's how it is. It was a wonderful morning, sir.
Thank you, Devashish. Well, I got a remark from Adukia ji also. Sandeep ji, great session. Congrats. Thank you, Mr. Adukia.
Sandeep ji, thank you. It was a great session.
आप हैं कहाँ सर? दिख नहीं रहे आज। ये रहे, हाँ।
मैं दिल्ली में ही हूँ। मैं
कल मिले
विमानता
तो
में।
थे अपन वहां पर।
हाँ, कल हम मिले थे। और आपने जो उदाहरण दिया सुनिधि जी का, वो भी एक मिसाल है कि कितना पैशन होना चाहिए। पैशन है तो परफॉर्मेंस होता है।
That is true. And she was totally absorbed. आपने देखा ही कल, मतलब उसको होश नहीं था क्या।
यस यस।
एंड 2 घंटा नाचना उस स्टिलेटो हील के ऊपर।
या
और 2000 से ऊपर आदमियों को नचाना, इंसानों को नचाना।
यस यस यस।
तो मीरा जोशी जी कह रही हैं, such session is a must for younger generation to find out their purpose and achieve it. Thank you, Meera ji. Devashish, Lakshmi, thank you.
Can I talk now?
Oh yeah, please, please.
Pinaki ji.
Okay, Sandeep, it's a phenomenal session. Wonderful insights, the way you collated and collected. In fact, the way you collected and collated the stuff through small abbreviations and connecting every dot with spirituality, spiritualism, spiritual and spirit. Phenomenal, simply awesome. I will just ask you 2 questions. One is, I need a little more clarity on identifying the purpose. The process that you shared, would you like to just brief on it once? And the second question is, your 3 most favorite books.
My most 3 favorite books, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Should I answer the easier one first? चलो, पहले आपको वो process बता देते हैं. What I believe, you see, there are 1000 processes which can be put to use. Each one has its own merits and demerits. The one which I suggest, number 1, is first of all, get deep into yourself and understand why are you thinking and behaving the way you are doing. Okay, that is the core. वहां से आपकी जर्नी मैनिफेस्ट होती है. ओके. नंबर 2, आपके अंदर you'll be having a lot of wishes, desires. Excuse me. उनको आप सब नोट कर लीजिए कागज पे. Make a list of them. Like I said, okay, I want to climb Everest, note it down. I want to become the F1 champion, note it down. I want to go to Honolulu, note it down. Anything which you feel will satisfy you and which is missing from your life. तो पीछे का तो हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते, आज से ही आगे का देख सकते हैं. Then give it a rest, sleep over it. Next day, reduce the list. Next day, again reduce the list. Because what happens on day 1, your conscious mind has created the list. From day 2, allow your subconscious mind to verify the list. And keep doing this thing till you get 3 activities, कह लो, कुछ भी कह लो, your purpose. And then close your eyes, evaluate each 1, 2, 3. आपको maximum satisfaction किससे मिलता है. You see, and what happens, the purpose might change in the outer format, but कोर कभी चेंज नहीं होगा. बिकॉज आउटर फॉर्मेट इसलिए चेंज होता है क्योंकि वो रिफाइन होता चला जाता है. जो मैंने लूप बताया था, 2 लूप्स बताए, वो दोनों लूप्स का ऑटोमेटिकली काम करते हैं. दे कीप ऑन रिफाइनिंग द पर्पस. एंड एज यू ग्रो, द लैंग्वेज चेंजेस, द थॉट्स चेंज, बट द कोर ऑफ द पर्पस डज नॉट चेंज. द tools could change. Okay. Now, the 3 books you asked me, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. of Richard Bach. That is one book which I just love. I must have read it n number of times because that is a beautiful depiction of human nature and human society through the eyes of a seagull. When you are down, you want to do something different, how the society kicks you out. When you are successful, how the society flocks to you. So if you want to fold, unfold, grow, evolve, which is a lonely process, then you've got to be strong, determined, focused. You've got to concentrate on your purpose. You've got to get absorbed in your purpose. Number one. Number two is Swami Ranganathan's Eternal Values. Now, that is one book which, talks of Indian ancient wisdom. I won't say religion. It talks of ancient Indian wisdom, जिसको हम सनातन कहते हैं. It's applicable all across the world. And science on the same platform. That is number two. But number three में तो बहुत सारी आती हैं. But these are two books I really, really recommend. And Jonathan Livingston Seagull, मैं recommend करूँगा सब पढ़ें. छोटी सी किताब है. आप बॉम्बे से दिल्ली जा रहे हैं तो वो 1.5 घंटे की फ्लाइट में आप खत्म कर सकते हैं. हाँ, फिलॉसफी में शौक है तो इटर्नल वैल्यूज फॉर इवॉल्विंग सोसाइटी बाय स्वामी रंगनाथन भारतीय विद्या भवन का पब्लिकेशन है. और तीसरे में तो मैं कोई भी नाम ले लूंगा, दैट विल बी मीनिंगलेस यार, इसलिए मैं नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ.
Thank you so much, buddy. But yet, if there is a third book which comes to your mind right now,
that becomes
right
very
now.
Situational, Pinaki.
Right now, which one is coming to your mind right now?
अगर मैं कुछ लिख रहा हूँ तो वो किताब
अभी क्या सिचुएशन में बता दीजिए बस.
अभी के सिचुएशन में गीता पढ़ रहा हूँ. एक मिस्टर सिन्हा है, उनकी लिखी हुई. And the idea is I want to demystify Gita and bring it down to daily life level. I want to get the metaphysical dimension out of it.
Wow.
And for me, God becomes the consciousness. And how can you evolve your consciousness? Okay. And use it in our life. Because metaphysical evolution, जिसको हम trans-social evolution कहते हैं, that's optional. But psychosocial evolution, which makes you fit to live in society, that is non-negotiable.
Very true.
Yes, Ranvijay, you have raised your hand.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Sandeep sir, for the session. My question is like, what is your morning ritual? Like ideal morning ritual आप जो follow करते हैं, right from आप बेड से उठते हुए अगर आप बता सकते हैं तो.
यार मेरी दुखती नस पे उंगली मत रखो यार, बड़ी मुश्किल से सुबह उठाता मैं. I'm a very lazy person.
Let it be, sir. आप भी जब भी देखते हो आपका एक कोई प्रोसेस होगा, स्टेप्स.
Honestly, believe me, कल रात को मैंने 2 या 3 अलार्म लगाए हैं सिर्फ सुबह 5 बजे मैं उठ जाऊं, क्योंकि मैं घर पहुंचा हूं रात को 12 बजे. And I didn't want to be late. Okay, you see, usually what I do is, I'll tell you, मैं उठता आराम से हूं, मेरे को वो कुछ नहीं है ब्रह्म मुहूर्त and this and that. I spend some time on pranayam. And I do meditate. I do a little bit of physical exercise. The sequence could be any. And then I get going. I'm just mindful of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what I need to do. I love watching movies. वो भी देखता हूँ. It's a different matter. अब 10 मिनट बाद बंद कर देता हूँ. And I don't follow any particular thing. But yes, I definitely make it a point to that in the morning कि आज मुझे क्या क्या चीजें complete करनी हैं. And I try and complete that. I don't put too much pressure on myself कि ये करना ही करना है. I used to be very harsh on myself, but I found यार उससे दिक्कत ज्यादा होती थी मेरे को. सबका अपना अपना तरीका होता है. You got to find your own way. So Ranvijay, does that answer your question?
Yeah, got it.
काम भी आता है और टाइम भी आता है. So everybody is so tense nowadays that they have to finish that work in that time.
Anyone
So
else?
thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
I
there are
have one
quite a
more.
few questions. The super mind, the super ego, it was a great session. Deep attitude. Thank you. Enlightening session. Yes.
Yeah.
These are not internal values, it is eternal values. Shivani? It is
Right.
eternal values.
Oh, so yeah, just correcting.
Yeah. I really enjoyed. The energy was fantastic. And I
So
loved
it is
the
eternal value of
Q&A.
changing society, right? Eternal value for changing society. Am I right?
Yes, if you give me a moment तो मैं आप लोगों को दिखा दूं सामने दिख रही है किताब मेरे को अगर एक सेकंड आप मेरे को दें
Yes, sir, please.
No, I'm
Sir, where
sorry.
are you joining from?
There was some other book. It is the book
I'm
is
from
by
Delhi.
Okay.
वो किताब कोई और किताब थी वो It is Eternal Values for Society by Swami Ranganathan.
Yeah, one last question I have.
Ji.
Yeah, see, if I believe on as per spirituality and with the, I believe that every human being is born with the like true consciousness, but with the passage of time and the experiences and like the surrounding and everything, we put some barriers on our consciousness. And with all these practices like gratitude and mindfulness, meditation, and so many other things, we are basically removing the barriers of our true consciousness of a human being. So my question is that if we can think of living without true consciousness that we were born with, then can we bring all our imagination to reality as per your thought?
Okay, now there are 3 parts to your question. Let me talk in the reverse manner. Can you create reality? Yes, you can create reality because आप उसी शक्ति का अंश हो जिसने ये यूनिवर्स क्रिएट किया है. The soul is nothing else, but it is an entity of the larger nucleus of creativity from which the entire creation has come out. Yes, you can. Why do we fail? Because let's put it this way, on that power, you are covered by thousands and thousands of blankets. So whatever thing you just talked about, mindfulness, meditation, etc., is removing those blankets. The more blankets you remove, I'm talking in a metaphorical thing, the more blankets you remove, larger would be the power, the creative power. So if you meditate, say for some time, say a month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll find that your intuition has started working. Before things happen, you come to know they're happening, or you'll get those warnings. Okay, but then you got to believe in that. That belief will further strengthen them. So it's a process. It's a journey, it's a science. But to answer your question, yes. And believe me, Manish, मैंने बस करना शुरू कर दिया, बाकी सब होता चला गया. जब तक मैं सोचता रहा, कुछ नहीं हुआ.
It's so true. We need to take actions and get into the flow.
That's it.
I think we have to take first step.
Yeah, one more thing, sir. I think feeling is a
Nani
very
sir, your voice is cracking. Yeah, Manish ji.
Yeah, what I was sharing to sir was that, the feeling that we have throughout the day, I think that's the root of every action we take, actually. If I'm good feeling, it's just like, money, if money can give you good feelings, then feelings can also give you good money.
Uh, what you are talking of is the resultant app. You are talking of uh, you're not talking of the gift, you're talking of the wrapping paper.
No, I see when
नहीं,
I'm just saying that,
मनीष,
I am able.
जो आप फीलिंग
Yeah.
की बात कर रहे हैं ना, you have to
Hmm.
really go down. तभी I started with why are you feeling or thinking the way you are doing and behaving the way you are doing. You have to go down, 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 deep inside you. The trigger might be something very different.
Now,
The
this is
trigger
what I
could,
want to become. See, why I'm feeling is that this is because the feeling of my desired state. Let's say I want to be successful, like let's say I want to become Sachin Tendulkar, let's say for example. So I have to start thinking in that way, in my desired state. That's what I'm trying to say.
Manish, you are right. But I'll say, start asking the question why. Why do you want to become Sachin Tendulkar? You'll get an answer, put another why to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll get another answer, you'll put another why to it. And at the end of in the end of the inquiry process, you might find that it was because you were scolded by your father when you
No,
were
no,
3 years
no,
of age.
no, no, no.
Okay.
I feel no. Actually, if you have if you have love for something, let's say you have to love for cricket, or you love to do some particular business, right? And this is the thinking that comes to you very often, and you have strong love and passion of doing that. So I feel that love is the bridge between you and everything.
I like
So that love, yeah.
Manish, like
So
I
that,
said, everyone has got its own, there's no right and wrong. Okay. What I thought I've told you.
no, I'm just sharing what
Yes.
like
Brilliant,
what.
brilliant. I totally agree with you. No dispute, Manish.
I would like to add here, there is a concept of seven whys where you dig deep into asking why. Suppose you said you want to be like Sachin Tendulkar, then ask why you want to be like a Sachin Tendulkar. You'll get an answer. Keep asking this why seven times, and you will get to the core of your purpose, why you actually want to do it. And if you stop at the third or fourth level, then that is not your purpose. So this is a seven why technique that helps you to go deep and find your real purpose.
And let me add uh, something. आपको गुस्सा आता है. Ask why गुस्सा क्यों आया? क्यों?
Right,
Why?
right.
You see, and if you want to get eradicate anger from your personality, then you have to work on the lowest why, the deepest why.
Yeah, root level.
एट द रूट लेवल, तब जाके वो चेंज आता है, तब जाके ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आता है. प्रॉब्लम यही
See,
है कि हम बीच में कुछ भी उठा के करने लगते हैं, एंड वी टेल
we don't
आवरसेल्व्स
go
अ
to the root
स्टोरी
level.
कि ये है. बट हाँ,
Right.
वो भी बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है. सो आई एम टोटली विथ यू मनीष.
Yes,
Yeah, actually,
Debussy.
what I was sharing with you was that I just shared with you like what I feel is important and what makes me keep going. You
Brilliant.
know.
Please
Yeah.
follow it. Please follow it. Please achieve. God bless you, Manish.
Yes, Debussy, sir.
Ma'am, I missed in the beginning a little part of it. I would request if we can get the recording of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Recording will be shared in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
आप कुछ कहना
Thank
चाह
you.
रहे थे हिरानी साहब?
हाँ, मैं आपको बोल रहा था वो सीगल जो बुक हमने बोला धनोतन की.
जी.
Seagull is about that seagull get out of that community and become
Yes.
purposeful. So you are connecting that to human life. That was fantastic. I like that.
This is what I said, na?
I realized.
The-
I read that book, but I now realize.
Huh. I must have presented that book to at least 50 children. अरे पढ़ो ये. If you want to do something different than what the society norms suggest, society is going to kick you out. But then you got to have that passion, that purpose, that drive to stand alone
Yes.
And once you are successful, the people who kicked you out will honor you, respect you. They'll allow you to dance on their head. But then you got to be successful. You got to be Sunidhi Chauhan. Look, yesterday, well, I'm repeatedly telling Sunidhi Chauhan I was fascinated by that girl. The way
Even these
she,
thoughts, even these thoughts popped up in my mind while she was performing. At that time itself, that how passionately she is
yes,
performing for continuous 2 to 3 hours.
and believe me, 2 घंटे के बाद भी she was smiling. There was not a,
The energy level she has
she
was
had,
tremendous.
and it was all self-management. In between,
Right.
when she got tired, from peppy songs, she got down to softer, simpler
Yeah,
songs, which didn't require
I
her
to
to
notice
move,
these things.
right?
Right.
So that's it, Shivani.
Thank you, sir. It was really wonderful session, mind blowing, I would say, and definitely thought provoking to go deep, work on the deeper roots, and bloom and flourish to your highest potential. That's the takeaway for me today. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for gracing us here and sharing your wisdom. Definitely would like to have deeper conversations offline with you. Thank you so much.
The
Can
best
I
part
add
was
one thing,
we
Shivani?
are all spiritual beings, as you said. We are
Hmm?
having
Yeah,
human existence. I read somewhere. You said something about it.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, you see, whatever I shared with you is time tested. I've applied it on myself. I've applied it on my clients. I've helped people. These are simple, actionable things. And believe me, जो भी चीज पब्लिक के लिए होती है, that has to be simple. That cannot be complicated.
Cannot be complicated, right? Absolutely.
Anything and everything which is for human beings cannot be complicated. It has to be simple. It is we human beings who complicate things.
सर सिंपलिसिटी में ही सब है.
Exactly. एक वो जैसे शराबी कहते हैं ना, एक और पी लो, वन फॉर द रोड. ओके, सो उसी तरह से just let me share a one story if you give me 30 seconds.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
please.
There was a man, he went on a tour, his wife said, and children said, you should write to us every day. After 10 days, he calls them up, and all of them are very angry. They fire him left, right, and center. Wife is very angry. So one day he gets fed up and he sends a letter home. 26 pages. So now the wife further gets infuriated. She says, you were saying you don't have time and you have sent me a letter of 26 pages. He said, I've sent you a letter of 26 pages only because I don't have time. She said, why? What does it mean? Logic kya hai isme? He said, logic ye hai ki whatever came to my mind, I just kept on rambling it out. And I finished the letter in half an hour. If I had to concise this thing to one page, it would have taken me 7 days.
Absolutely.
Work expert.
Simplicity के अंदर, the power is in simplicity.
Sir, work expert as per time, availability of time, right?
आपकी वॉइस थोड़ी क्रैक कर रही थी.
अच्छा, I'm sorry.
He's talking about this Parkinson's law.
देखो ब्लूटूथ में कोई प्रॉब्लम है.
Work expands to fill the time.
As per the time, जितना टाइम अवेलेबल है. मैं एक बोलता ना, एक रिटायर्ड आदमी लेटर लिखने बैठेगा, he will take a whole day. The busy person is writing in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So that is what he said right now. Fantastic. Thank you. Great. Way of story. That was better. You remember it better when it's said in the stories. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And this applies to writing as well, because you can thought dump your thoughts and keep on writing. But the hardest part is, or the most wonderful writing comes out when you start cutting what you have written and concise it, and you do not find words to you do not find words to eliminate. Then the best writing comes out from you.
My writing coach is Suma Varghese. She was the chief editor, Life Positive. Okay, and she's the lady who got this mind, soul, body integration into mainstream journalism. A very close friend of mine. So she always says, write like an angel, give, 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 give. Edit like a butcher.
Yes. बिना सोचे लिखते रहो, then go and edit it.
Like a butcher, no emotions,
Like a
nothing.
butcher, like a butcher.
The butcher is important.
I would like to conclude this particular thought, Sandeep ji. I'm one of the co-authors for the gratitude book which Shivani has written, and
Brilliant.
She mentioned how about the how yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sandeep.
Guys, everyone should read this book. A brilliant book. Shivani gifted it to me.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And it's on my table.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few co-authors inside this meeting also. Hirani ji is one of them, and Lukia ji is obviously our inspirer. I think Nikita is also there. Hello.
Yeah.
So when we first, wrote the book, me and Shivani, we were most instrumental, but obviously all the other 18 authors had contributed. So it was a 700-page book. So, as you said, that keep whatever is coming to your thoughts, just keep putting it. But then the editing part was like I wouldn't really equate it as a butcher, but yes, we came down to nearly 300 and something odd pages, and I mean, as Shivani said, there was nothing further left to eliminate.
I agree.
It was very hard to eliminate anything else. So that was the final, and a lot of revisions. At least we would have read the book at least 10 times, before finalizing it. So
I agree with you.
And especially Shivani, individually, independently, she did it. The final, reading about 10 times. That is fantastic.
You see, I was telling Shivani the other day, I was talking to her. I said, look, from where do you get this consistency and commitment? She is a brilliant lady as far as consistency and commitment is concerned.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, she's the as you were naming that singer so many times today, Sunidhi. I would like to take the liberty to call her the Sunidhi of this group.
No, Sunidhi is the Shivani of the stage yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good one.
She's not Sunidhi. Sunidhi is Shivani.
Yeah. Very well.
Thank
very
you so
well
much.
put, sir. Very well put.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you,
Sandeep ji,
Naren sir, for adding your perspective.
Can we get your number? I mean, it would be fun to
Sure,
get
I'll
in touch.
share. I'll share.
Please. You're most welcome. And Shivani, and look, I'm so happy the people from my PSAI, Ramlal ji and Bhavna Joshi, I don't know, I didn't see the screen. Did Oliver Watson from Spain join?
I'm not sure. I need to check.
Because they said they'll be joining. Chalo.
Okay. Thank you so much for members of PSAI joining here. And it's a privilege to have you all as our listeners, and definitely would like to invite you all as speakers as well, because I know the level of speaking and the proficient level of speaking you do. That's incredible. So look forward to it and invite you all to be a speaker.
Okay, can I make a small request? Shivani, if you could send me
Thank you, Meera ma'am, for your comment.
If you could send me a small testimonial, Naren ji, Hirani ji, you can send me a small testimonial or put it on LinkedIn and a few video testimonials.
Definitely.
Sure, sir.
Right? So
I have one last question to sir, if he allows.
Well, if Shivani allows, I'm there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Manish, yes.
I always like to ask one question like, what is your highest learning from the books so far?
Highest level from the book so far. My highest level is not from the books. My highest level of learning is from my self, my soul, trying to connect with my soul. My highest level of earning is from my guru, observing my guru. Books are just a third medium. For
Yeah,
me,
so
books only trigger a thought.
yeah.
Okay? For me, books only trigger a thought. But how does the thought mature in me? That is more important. And I allow it to sink in myself. I don't allow it to be influenced by the various things going around. And then what comes out, I believe in that. And then obviously, so, I don't know, it was an interesting question. Never thought that way. But honestly, my learnings are more from the interactions with my guru. Personal interactions, other interactions, internal interactions. Books are merely a trigger for me to start thinking on a thing, and then whatever evolves for me.
I would like to add one thought here. Books lay down the seeds.
Exactly.
But for like making it grow, you need a lot of things.
Because
And especially
एक
action.
चीज मैं और ऐड कर दूं यहाँ पर, books are always second hand, third hand, fourth hand knowledge. And if you really want to transform, you need first hand knowledge, and that first hand knowledge is all inside you.
Absolutely.
And again, the process which I shared with you, and the form, I'll share the form with you. If you want, you can share it with your followers, members, is again to go deep inside you. And उसमें सिंपल चीजें निकलेंगी. उसमें निकलेगा कि आप आलसी हैं. ठीक है, आपने कहा कि मैं एक्सरसाइज करने में आलसी हूं. Then my question would be, exercising Sandeep is not different from the relationship Sandeep, who is not different from the coach Sandeep. Correct? I cannot differentiate. It's the same Sandeep going everywhere wearing different, he's only wearing different hats. तो अगर मैं आलसी हूं एक्सरसाइज करने में, तो मैं बाकी डोमेन्स में भी आलसी होऊंगा. I cannot escape that. I cannot say कि मैं यहां आलसी हूं, वहां आलसी नहीं हूं. No. वन लग रहा है कि आप वहां आलसी नहीं हो, बट द फैक्ट इज आप आलसी हो.
In NLP, we call it the way we do anything is the way we do everything.
Exactly. You see, because इन सबको आप इन सबका समेशन ले लो तो वही ह्यूमन साइको के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, ह्यूमन कंस्ट्रक्ट पे. So let's have Mr. Hirani's final words.
Yeah.
Sir, enlightenment जो बोलते हैं ना, it is all about knowing yourself. When you say a person is enlightened, what enlightened, Mahavir, Buddha, they go deeper in themselves. They don't go externally and study. So what is it makes sense? Whatever we read will inspire us and evolve something out of us. We might think something, but going inside is more important.
Okay, now
internal journey is very important.
Yes. And let me share, this is again my thought. I might be wrong. When you grow internally, you grow vertically. When you grow externally, you grow horizontally.
Very nice.
So
when you grow internally, you go up, you become more inclusive. When you grow externally, yes, you are inclusive, but then you want everything to yourself. You are not prepared to share. So that growth is more horizontal. ये भी आ जाए, वो भी आ जाए, ये भी कर लूं, वो भी कर लूं. That's all horizontal.
Sir, on the lighter side, Sandeep ji, when one becomes prosperous, he builds a big tummy, and that is horizontal. But that will make me remember what you said. Always. Yeah, I will not have to write it down ever. That's a beautiful phrase you said, that internally if one grows, he grows vertically, and externally it is horizontal. I mean, I will never have to write it.
You see, and logically both are inclusive.
Yeah.
Logically, the beauty is logically both are inclusive.
Yeah.
यहाँ भी सब इंक्लूड कर रहे हो, उधर भी सबको इंक्लूड कर रहे हो.
Wonderful.
But vertical में you are sir, when you grow vertically, तो आप कुछ ऐड नहीं कर रहे हो, आप you are true self, you are going like that.
वो मनीष का किसी का क्वेश्चन था, व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू ग्रो वर्टिकली. तो शुरू में तो जो आपका एंड होता है, एंड गोल होता है, वर्टिकली जब ग्रो करते हो वो मीन्स बन जाता है. एट द लोएस्ट लेवल मनी इज अ एंड इन इटसेल्फ. एज यू गो अप, पैसा वही है, एवरीथिंग इज द सेम, बट इट बिकम्स a means to an end. Your perception changes, your purpose changes. This is the reason I place so much importance on purpose.
So deep. Thank you, sir. And I hope everybody enjoyed the session. Thank you, Sandeep sir, for all the wonderful thoughts, and look forward to interact with you more. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you next Saturday. Thank you.